to your back and set up all your blankies and props that you like just to have nearby. And then I'll say when we get to the flow portion, if you like a yoga block for some lunging and handhold stuff, maybe put that near the front end of your mat. And then as you make your way down, take your time and let your body just have a moment. Let it kind of snuggle and settle into place. Let your feet and your legs find a place where they don't have to work too hard. And then just to start, before you even start the finger push and pull, see if you can just let your hands kind of rest down towards that edge of your ribs and fingers softening over the solar plexus. And then maybe just take a few moments just to breathe. And then notice anywhere that your body's taking that last little minute to kind of work its way out. Like for me, I was holding a little tension up in my shoulders. So I had to readjust and snuggle my shoulders down. So see if there's any place that you're still kind of holding, gripping, or catching a little too much effort. Adjust, make those little micro fixes, and then come back in and take a nice big filling up breath. We're going to do 3 cycles of the 3-part breath. For the first 3-part breath, you're going to take a pause in between each space. For the second one, you'll just smooth it out. And then for the third round, you'll take a moment to hold breath. So start by think about when we do 3-part breath, we want to fill up the bottom of the lungs first, middle of the lungs, and then top of the lungs. And usually I cue like up to the collarbones. So bottom of the lungs would be your rib cage, middle of the lungs, mid rib cage, top of the lungs, collarbones. So take that first filling up breath, breathe all the way down to the bottom of your rib cage, hold there for a second. Take your next sip of air, fill up the middle, hold there for a second. Take the next sip of air, fill up to the collarbones. And then as you empty, think empty from the bottom to the top. All right, then the next one's smooth. Inhale, fill up bottom, middle, collarbones, hold just at the top. And then as you exhale, think empty from the bottom to the top. All right, now with a little extra hold, take an inhale, fill up the bottom, hold. Take another sip of air, fill up the middle, hold. Take another sip of air, fill up all the way to the top, hold. And then exhale, empty from the bottom to the top. All right, now is where we're going to take our fingers and start to do the little push and spread. So you're going to just be in that, let's say, solar plexus area, somewhere along that front line underneath the rib cage area. So somewhere between belly button and rib cage, anywhere your hands and your body wants to go, you just do a little push and a little pull outward. And then you just kind of move yourself along. And then you just kind of tune into what shows up. How does your breath feel? Are there places that feel a little bit more tender or a little bit more firm? Are there places that feel a little bit more squishy? There's no right or wrong. All right, now you're going to think about where your belly button is and your rib cages, and then you're going to go for like midline. So think about like that sort of space being like there's a bunch of lymph nodes and channels of lymph. So we're going to go slightly low now in comparison. So not way up towards the rib cage, but not touching the belly button. Say lower into that. If you split that section in half, go into the lower section and then just stay there for a few and do the push and pull. All right, then once you've got a couple of good pushes and pulls in that section, come back up to that higher section, but push and pump upward as if you're just trying to help that lymph go up and under the cage of your ribs. Take one more little push and pump, and then come back to your hands on the rib cage, put a little resistance, like use your hands to push into the bony structure of your ribs and create a firm hold. And now take a big lateral rib cage breath as if you're trying to move your hands with your rib cage. Take a nice big filling up breath. Exhale through your nose as slow as you can. Inhale, fill your rib cage up. Exhale as slow as you can. Last breath here. Inhale, fill your rib cage up. Exhale as slow as you can. Hands are going to release into anatomical position. So give a second to just let your hands, your shoulder heads, and your arms adjust, and then invite a little softness into your fingers and your palms. Think about your heart to your arms to the center of your palms as just being that extension from your heart chakra. Think about that solar plexus being your area of your generation of power, like where you sort of fire yourself up throughout the day. And then sometimes it can also be like that gripping place where if things are going wonky in the day, that you kind of hold a little tension there. So think about that solar plexus in connection to your heart space. Let that nice soft generation of energy come up into your heart, soften down into your hands and your fingers. Take a nice big rib cage filling breath. Now we're going to take 3 Sitali breath or cooling breath. So when we do Sitali breath, we make a little taco tongue, but genetically speaking, not everybody can do the taco tongue. So if your tongue can't do that little curl, like it makes a little taco or a little tube shape, then you just hold your mouth in its small O shape. So you just feel the cool breath come in across your tongue. So start by just getting your body nice and comfortable, put a little bit of length into the back of your neck, legs effortless if you can. Now you're going to slightly open your mouth, make your taco tongue or make your little O shape and take breath in through your mouth so it goes cool across your tongue. And then once you've taken a full inhalation, close your mouth, exhale through your nose. And then you repeat the process. Taco tongue or O-shaped mouth. Take the in-breath through your mouth and let the cool air come across your tongue. Once you've taken that full big sip of air, close your mouth, exhale through your nose. All right, last Sitali breath. Taco tongue or O-shaped mouth. Take an in-breath, let the cool air come across your tongue. And then once you've filled up with air, close your mouth, exhale through your nose. Nice. All right, arms are going to float up into I Dream of Jeannie arms, and then just take it right into that nice gentle pull from side to side. And then once you've got just a little bit of range of motion figured out, add a head turn in opposition. Elbows go to the right, head turns to the left, elbows go to the left, and the head turns to the right. All right, now you're gonna see if you can add some windshield wipers with the legs as well. So elbows go to the right, head goes to the left, knees go to the left, knees go to the right, head goes to the right, elbows go to the left. All right, one more little add on here. Now your head's turning, let's say to the left, your eyeballs are gonna look to the right. So you're gonna get your head to turn with your knees and your eyes to go with your elbows. Take one more time through. And then on your next inhale, as you come through center, bring your right knee in towards your chest and take that knee and just draw it in a couple of gentle circles. Circle in one direction. Circle the other way. We're going to let go of the knee. You're going to just push into your left foot, lift your butt up just a touch, slide your hands underneath your butt. They're just going to hold the curve of your butt just lightly, and then send your right foot up towards the sky. Now twirl your foot in circles, circle in one direction. Right away, notice if you picked up any tension in your jaw. Twirl your foot the other way. Notice your jaw. All right, now slightly neutral, natural foot. Spread your toes as much as you can. Hold your toes spread for 3, 2, 1. Soften. Keep that neutral, natural foot. Spread your toes. Hold the toe spread for 3, 2, 1. Soften. Hold that neutral, natural foot. One more time. Spread your toes and hold for 3, 2, 1. Soften, point your toe, and now a little effort and energy up into the leg. And then like you're drawing a little circle on the ceiling. So small circular motion, but it's a nice strong leg and there's energy all the way up to your toes. Notice if you picked up any tension in your jaw. All right, take those circles in reverse, go the other way. Same thing here. A small circle, nice and controlled, and lots of energy up the leg into the foot. All right, one more circle around, and then you're just going to keep your leg up, lift your butt, slide your hands out from underneath your curve of your butt, and then 3 big, gigantic kicks of the leg with that nice lengthy foot and that nice pointed toe. So big, energized leg, big kick up and down. Lovely. And then soften your foot, float the leg back down, take a second, notice. And then when you're ready, kick your left foot up to the sky. Lift your butt, slip your hands underneath the curve of your butt. Circle your foot. Notice if you picked up any tension in your jaw. Circle your foot the other way. Come into that soft, neutral, natural foot, and then spread your toes as much as you can. Hold that toe spread for 3, 2, 1. Soften. Keep that natural, neutral foot. Spread your toes. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Soften. One more time. Spread the toes. Hold that toe spread for 3, 2, 1. Soften. Point your toe, put a little energy up into the leg, draw your circles, circle in one direction. Draw your circles the other way. Release your hands from underneath your butt. 3 big kicks. Keep that leg nice and energized. Energy all the way up into your toe. Big kick of that leg up and down. Beautiful. Soften at the top, float the leg down, bent knee position, walk your heels just a little bit further away from your butt, dorsiflex your feet, arms alongside your hips, palms facing down. Exhale, do a little baby curl up, just a little touch of a lift in the sternum, a little bit of a lift of the back of your head away from the ground. Hold steady there for 3, 2, 1. Slow lower yourself back down. And then on your next exhale, come back up. Lift sternum, heads lifted away from the ground. Hold steady for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, slow return back down. One more time. Exhale, lift your sternum, lift your head slightly away from the ground. Hold steady for 3, 2, 1. Lower down, pull knees into the chest, moving Apanasana. Knees come into the chest. There's your exhalation. Inhale, move the arms away or go straight arms as far as the knees will go comfortably. Slow your exhale down, knees come into the chest. Inhale, move the knees away. Exhale, slow it down. Inhale, move it away. Exhale, even slower. Inhale, move away. Last one here. Exhale, slowest exhalation yet. Inhale, move it away. Let the left foot touch down. Right leg is going to stay up. We're going to go half happy baby. So you're going to maybe hold the blade edge of the foot, maybe big toe, or maybe the back of the thigh. Go for the shape that feels just right now because it's big in the hips. So you just want to go for something that feels reasonable right now. Find your half happy baby. Hang out there for a second. Take one good deep breath. Breathe like you're trying to breathe way down into your butt bones. All right, and then when you're ready, switch. Let that right foot float down. Pick up the left. Maybe it's big toe, maybe it's back of the thigh, maybe it's blade edge of the foot. Go for the hold on this side. That makes the most sense. The knee is a little bit wide. We open up into that half happy baby and then take a big breath. Breathe right down to your butt bones. Lovely. Let that left foot just stamp down to the ground. Slide your right leg nice and long. Push into your left foot. Roll on to your right side and then use your hands. Come up nice and easy. Go right into Sukhasana, crisscross applesauce. And then as you find your Sukhasana seat, right hand down, left hand reaches up and over. Dynamic side bend. Take it up and over to that side and then right up and over to the other. Left hand down, right hand reaches up and over. And then just as you find the edge of it, take it back over to the other side. And we're just going to go a few times through. So find a nice pace that makes sense to you. And then just kind of tune in and feel like, how does your side of your ribs feel? How does your shoulder feel? How does your arms feel? Down the tube of your waist, down towards your edge of your hip and low back. The next time your right hand down, left hand up, stay there. Take a nice big breath. On your next inhale, pick it up, left hand down, right hand up, stay there. On your next inhale, come up, nice neutral seat. And then we're going to keep that long spine, take it into that beginner's version of Sufi's grind. So for the first version, we go for the long, in air quotes, straight spine. So it's more of that hip hinge, less of the rib cage movement. Because I find that this one can be a little bit more low back friendly, technically speaking, if your back is being a little mischievous. Sometimes that circling of the ribs is just like, it's just too much. All right, take one more second going in this direction and then take it in reverse. Keep the straight spine, find a little circular action. Notice how it feels. Notice if you've picked up any tension in your jaw. All right, now if those are feeling good, you might stick with them, but if they feel good and you want a little bit more, now go around and let the rib cage circle with, and then just kind of notice when you change that rib cage movement, where do you feel a little bit more sensation? Like for me, definitely feel it right into my low back, especially in the like circle around the side position. This one, though, with the rib cage movement can be really nice to sort of stimulate the digestive fire just a little bit. All right, if you're going in one particular direction, take it in reverse, go the other way. Notice any little subtle variations that show up when you take it in reverse. Lovely. One more moment there. And then when you're ready, take it right into center, seated cat-cow. As you inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin, arch your back. And as you exhale, round your back, round your shoulders, tuck chin to chest. Next two, add pandiculation, exhale in the middle. Inhale, lift your chest, stretch from your sternum to your chin, get that yawning stretch. And then as you exhale, soften to neutral. And then as you inhale, round back, get that yawning stretch into your upper back body. And then as you exhale, come back into center. Inhale, lift your chest, stretch from the sternum to the chin. Exhale, soften to neutral, and then inhale, round back. And then exhale, soften to neutral, nice tall lifted spine, easy seated forward fold. Walk it out just enough so it feels really comfortable and you don't have to work too hard once you're here. And then take a nice big breath. And then if there's room for it, you're going to walk a little over to the left. Get a little lateral side stretch. Take a nice big breath. I'm over to the left. So I'm going to say my right hand, but if you're over to the right, you're going to go for the left hand. You're just going to pick up that inner hand and you're going to flip. So the palm is facing out, and then take an inhale and push out into your palm, round your back a little bit and get that nice pandiculation, get that yawning stretch. Let your exhale soften you and then slowly walk through center. Take it over to the other side. Get that nice lateral side stretch in your easy seat. Take a nice big breath. Since I'm over to the right, I'm going to say my left hand, but if you're over to the left, pick up your right hand, flip your palm so it's facing out. And then on your inhale, push into the palm, round your back just a touch, get that pandiculation, that yawning, stiffening stretch. Let your exhalation soften you, walking back to center. And then you're going to walk your hands in just a little bit closer, but you're still in that forward position. And then you're going to come back to that idea of Sufi's grind. You're going to circle your ribs. Now in this more forward position, it takes the heat a little bit off of the low back. So you get that nice circular motion and it's kind of stimulating the diaphragm and the solar plexus. But assuming that it feels good. If it doesn't feel good, then you make like little cat-cow movements versus the circular movement. But if the circles feel good, go for one more circle in this direction. And then when you're ready, take it in reverse, go the other way. One more circle around, and now we're going to flippity do our way to tabletop position. So if you feel good about rolling over your legs, do that. If you feel better about swinging them out, get them there in the way that makes the most sense to you. And then once you've got your tabletop position, let's walk our wrists just slightly ahead of our shoulders and our fingertips just turned in slightly so we feel really good, strong, and confident in our wrists. Get your toes curled under if you can, and now take your table and draw it in some circles. Circle in one direction. Adjust your hands and your wrists along the way so that they feel good. Lovely. Take those table circles, go the other way. One more circle around, and then come back to center. We're going to go elbows and forearms. So come down elbows and forearms, go elbows roughly underneath the shoulders, and then we push down into the elbows so we keep that nice sturdy frame. Now we're going to keep this good sturdy frame with the upper body, and we're going to turn head. So you want to feel like you're looking down almost to the space between your elbows. So you've got this nice length into the back of your neck. And then you're going to turn your head to look over your right shoulder and turn your head to look over the left shoulder. But we're going to try to reduce the lift of the chin. So you want to try to keep your chin level. Keep that broad expansiveness in your upper back body. Keep that sturdy frame with your elbows. One more turn of the head from side to side, and then let your head come back to center. Walk your arms further forward, coming into your puppy pose. So maybe further forward, but a little bit wider. And then let your heart soften down, let your forehead soften down. Take 3 nice big breaths here. From here, we're going to do our puppy ups. So you're going to lift the back of the rib cage, lift your sternum, lift your solar plexus, get that little slight rounding into the upper back body so you create that space and strength, and then soften your heart down just a little bit so that you can do it again. Pull up the solar plexus, pull up your sternum, broaden through the upper back body, hold in that strong position for just a moment, and then soften your heart back down again. Do it one more time. Pull up the solar plexus, pull up your sternum, broaden through the upper back body. Keep that bit of strength in your upper back body. Walk your elbows back in underneath you. Once you got your crooked table going on, get those toes into dorsiflex position. And then you're just going to push energetically into your arms and into your knees. So you feel like you've really nicely, evenly distributed the weight of your body. Now we're going to take an abdominal vacuum here. Otherwise, you're just doing the postural work. Do the stuff that feels good. When we do our vacuum, we're going to hold vacuum and then add a little cervical nod. So you're going to let your chin tuck towards your chest. Go only to the depth that feels good. Start by finding that sturdy frame. Gazes down at that space between the forearms. Take a nice big rib cage filling breath. Exhale through your nose, nice and slow. Inhale, big 360 breath. Fill your rib cage up. Exhale and think axial elongation. Lengthen from the crown of your head to your tailbone. All right, last breath here. Inhale, fill your rib cage up. As you exhale, lengthen, prepare, swallow, close off nose, mouth, and throat. Or pinch your nose closed, keep your mouth closed. Take a fake inhalation or a false inhalation. We hold breath, we let the diaphragm suction up. Hold your breath for a moment. And with that breath hold, add that cervical nod, tuck chin to chest. Release your air, return your head, float your arms up to a tabletop position, keep your toes curled under, rock your butt back towards your heels, get that nice stretch into the toes and the bottoms of the feet. Come forward slightly, shoulders past the wrist. Rock back, butt goes back to the heels. Come forward, shoulders slightly past the wrists. Lovely. One more time. Rock back, butt goes back to the heels. Come forward, shoulders slightly past the wrist. Come back to a neutral. Exhale, lift up into downward facing dog. Take a few petals of the legs. One or two more petals of the legs. And then when you're ready, look forward. Walk your feet toward your hands. Come to a nice soft fold at the top of your mat. 3 half forward folds. On an inhale, hands slide up to the shins, lift and lengthen your spine, put a little axial elongation from tailbone to the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, bend your knees, soften back down towards your feet. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, soften back down. One more just like that. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, soften down. Big bend in the knees. Pull the abdominal muscles in. Think one vertebrae at a time. Take your time. Roll your way up. Come up nice and slow. And then as you come all the way up, take it into a nice gentle bounce just to kind of invigorate the lymph, get your body sort of bouncy and alive. And then once you feel like you're nice and bouncy, nice and alive, check your feet. Just make sure you get a nice good toe spread on the ground. Toes and knees pointing fairly forward. Take one more moment just to kind of bounce yourself to an awakenedness, and then find your mountain pose. Press down into your feet, lift up through the top of your head, palms facing forward, eyes facing forward. Take a nice big breath. As we go, inhale up, hands are going to meet at the top, but head's going to stay facing forward. Inhale, arms up, let your hands meet. Exhale, gather your hands through heart center. Hands down at your sides. This time, as you inhale, arms up, lift the arches of your feet, lift your arms, keep your head facing forward. Hands meet at the top. Exhale, gather your hands through heart center. Keep that lift in the arches of your feet. Exhale, arms all the way down. One more just like that. Inhale, arms up, head forward, lift the arches of your feet. Hands meet at the top. Exhale, hands through heart center. Hands down at your sides. Now we go a little further. Inhale, arms up, look up, let your chest lift. Exhale, bend your knees, fold toward your feet. Inhale, halfway up, keep that good length in your spine. Bend your knees, push down strong into your feet, sweep your arms up above your head. Hands through heart center, hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, hands meet, chest lifts as you look. Exhale, bend your knees a lot, fold towards your feet. Inhale, halfway up, stay with that lengthy spine, bend your knees, push strong into your feet, sweep your arms up. Gather hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, Charlie's Angel Mudra at the top. Interlace the fingers, lift your chest, stay in that gentle back bend just for a moment. Look over the high wall. And then exhale, separate your hands, bend your knees, fold towards your feet. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale to soften down, right leg back, low lunge position. Step the leg back, let the knee come down, let the front knee go past the toe. Big sweep of the arms. You're going to take your arms and sweep them up. Interlace the fingers, pointers up, gentle back bend. Lift your chest. Look over the high wall. Lovely. Float your hands down. Plant your palms. Stepping back to a plank position. Scoop that knee out of the way. Step foot back. Get into your plank, sturdy and strong for just a moment. Bring your knees down. Gently lower yourself down onto your belly. 3 low cobras. Inhale, lift your heart up just a touch. Exhale, soften down. Inhale, lift up just a touch. Exhale, soften down. Inhale, lift up just a touch. Hold, lift your hands. Feel the strength in your back. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Hands return to the ground. Push your way up to a tabletop position. Curl your toes under. Exhale, lift up into downward facing dog. Right foot's going to step forward, low lunge position. So you might drop the left knee down and sweep the leg through in a way that makes good sense. Adjust so that you get that nice good lunge. Knee comes past the toe. Big sweep of the arms. Take a sweep, lift your arms, sink into your hips, interlace your fingers, gentle back bend, look over the high wall, and then float your hands down, stepping up to soft forward fold. Pick up that back leg, hop it up, adjust your feet, bend your knees a lot. Pull the abdominal muscles in, roll your way up slowly to standing. And then pause for a moment at the top. Beautiful. Inhale, arms up, hands meet, interlace the fingers, lift, get that gentle back bend. Exhale, release your hands and fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale to soften down, left leg back, low lunge position. Get comfortable in the lunge first, and then once you feel sturdy, sweep your arms up, interlace the fingers, pointers up, sink into your hips, gentle back bend, look over the high wall, float your hands down, finding our way to plank position. I like to scoop that knee out of the way, pick up, step back, hold steady for just a moment. Bring your knees down, softly lower onto your belly. 3 low cobras. Inhale, just a tiny lift of the heart. Exhale, soften down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, soften down. Inhale, lift up, hold. Release your hands. Hold steady for a second. Release your hands, push your way up to a tabletop position, curl your toes under, exhale, lift up into downward facing dog. Left foot's going to step forward, lunge position. So for some of us, that means right knee down. We sweep that left leg through. For some of us, it's just kipping it up right in between the space. And then once you've got your low lunge figured out, big sweep of the arms, interlace the fingers, Charlie's Angel Mudra as you look up towards the sky. Lovely. Float your hands down nice and slow. Big pickup of that back leg, hop it forward, standing forward fold. Bend your knees a lot, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll your way up to standing, take your time as you come up, and then come back to that gentle bounce just to kind of push all that lymph around. So you did a bunch of pumping action and you got a little squeeze and a little bit of action in all those joints and in the hip crease. So now just give it a little bounce and let it disperse and notice your energy. Take a nice big breath. Excellent. Let that bouncing come to stillness. Inhale, arms up. Charlie's Angel Mudra, add a little side bend. Tip over to the right. Inhale as you come through center, tip over to the left. Inhale as you come through center, gentle back bend, lift your chest, lift your gaze. Exhale, release, fold toward your feet. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, soften down, right leg back, low lunge position. Let the front knee go past the toes, sink into the hips. When you feel sturdy, sweep your arms up. Charlie's Angel Mudra, lift your chest, lift your chin. Release your hands to the ground, plant your palms, step back to plank. Lower your knees, slow lower down onto your belly, big cobra here, as high as feels good to you. Inhale, lifting up nice and high. And then maybe you lift all the way up to down dog, or maybe you float up to your table into a down dog. Go where it feels good, but find your way up to that down dog shape. Right foot's going to step forward into lunge position. So step the foot forward or bring the knee down to step it through. Get there in a way that makes good sense. Everybody's lunging, hop through looks a little different. So don't let it be perfect. Let it be yours. Big sweep of the arms. Inhale up, interlace the fingers, lift your chest, lift your chin. Float it down nice and slow. Big pick up that back leg, step up to standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, stay there. Bend your knees, push strong into your feet, sweep your arms up above your head. Hands through heart center. Hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, interlace the fingers, lift the chest, lift your gaze. Exhale, fold towards your feet. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, soften down, left leg back, low lunge position. Get the lunge first, stay sturdy there. Then if it feels good, we do the big sweep, interlace the fingers, sink into your hips, lift your chest. Float your hands down, plant your palms, step back to plank. Sturdy plank just for a moment. Bring your knees down, soften onto your belly. Cobra as high as you like. Inhale as you lift up. And then maybe you flip over the toes, come up to your down dog, or you go up to a table to down dog. You go there where it feels good. Once you've got your dog, take a second, notice. Left foot's going to step forward, low lunge position. So whether it's a step through, sweep it around, bring the knees down, get there in a way that makes good sense to your body. And then if it feels good, sweep it up, interlace the fingers, lift your chest, lift your chin. Hands return, pick up that back knee, step up to forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Keep that good length in your spine. Bend your knees, push strong into your feet. Inhale, arms up, interlace the fingers, Charlie's Angel Mudra. Press into your feet, lift up, tip over to the right, big side bend. And then as you're in that side bend, push your hip out just a little bit more. Use your in-breath to come up and then switch sides. Lift upward, get your side bend, push your hip out just a little. Beautiful. Use your in-breath, come up nice and slow. Unlace your fingers, soft bend in the knees, fold towards your feet. We're going to come down Malasana, that low yoga squat. So you're going to start by just tiptoeing your feet out towards the edges of your mat. So I like to go heels on the mat, toes spilling off, but everybody's body proportion might look a little different there. Get a nice wide stance and then slowly start to bring your butt down. If it's available, elbows to the inside of the inner thighs, prayer hands together, nice tall lifted spine, and we push a little bit of the energy from our elbows out into our knees and our thighs. Take one more breath. Butterfly position. Set your butt down, bring the soles of your feet together. And then with the soles of the feet together, we're going to go, we did that little arch of the foot. So think about that bony structure. So go inside of the foot, not under the foot, but inside of the foot. Think about the bone line, and then you want to be just slightly under the bone line, middle of the arch, towards the big toe, towards the heel. Just go for the one that feels the most sensational. So do a little palpation, push your thumbs into that nice muscly tissue that runs right along that bone line of the inside of your foot. And then see, is there a spot that feels a little tighter? Can you press your thumbs into that spot that feels a little bit tighter and hold steady for a moment? And then if you hold that spot steady, can you wiggle your toes a little up and down, a little flexion and extension of the toes? All right, one more moment there, and then you're gonna either move closer to the big toe or closer to the heel. Just find a new spot. Let your thumbs press into that spot, and there's a little bit of oomph into that press if you can manage it. And then hold that good press, and then wiggle the toes again. Notice if you picked up any tension in your jaw. Nice. Take one more moment there. And then when you're ready, nice long lengthy spine, lift up, fold over, and go like as far into your fold as you feel good about. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, start to lift from the top of your head. Think nice long spine as you return. We're going to go for that crisscross applesauce, but with the feet in dorsiflexion. So cross your ankles so the knees come into a little bit of lift. Low Athena arms, fingertips pointing in, hula hoop frame the arms. So the knees push into the hands push into the knees. Nice lengthy spine, gaze forward, eyes on the horizon. Take a nice big rib cage filling breath. Exhale, go axial elongation, get a little longer in your spine. And then tune into your butt for just a second. Like for me, I feel like I'm slightly like curved under my butt. So I want to walk my butt back a little bit. So I feel like I'm slightly ahead of my sits bones, or put your yoga block or your pillow underneath your butt. So it just feels like you're really nice and upright. Come back into that hula hoop frame, 2 more cycles of breath, and then 1 abdominal vacuum if you like. Take a big rib cage filling breath, inhale and fill up. Exhale, get a little bit longer in your spine. Inhale, big rib cage filling breath. And then as you exhale, prepare. Swallow, close off nose, mouth, and throat, or pinch your nose, keep your mouth closed. Take a false inhalation. Don't let any air come in. Let the diaphragm suction up and hold breath. When you're ready, release your air. Scoop your legs up and together, uncross. Tuck your bum, 1 slow vertebrae at a time. Take your time as you lower yourself back down to the ground. Once you've come all the way down, right leg is going to go long, left foot is going to tuck toes behind the right knee pit, and then right into a supine twist. Take that left knee over and across your body. Left arm opens wide and your head turns to the left. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, slowly unwind so that we can set ourselves up to the other side. Left leg is going to go a little bit long. Take your right toes, tuck them behind your left knee pit. Bring that right knee over and across your body to the left. Right arm opens wide, head turns to the right. On your next inhale, slowly release. Float the legs up, moving right into happy baby. So grabbing either big toes, blade edges, backs of the thighs, go for the handhold that you like the best. And then give it a second. Let everything kind of figure its way out. Let your hips find a little bit of space. Let your knees and your thighs find a little bit of space. Typically speaking, we go heels anchored up towards the sky, knees anchored towards the ground, and the knees are a little bit wide in comparison to your rib cage. And then you take the time to find a little gentle, playful movement. So maybe it's just a light rocking side to side. Maybe it's a little playful movement with the legs. And then you just take it like the name is called, happy baby. So when babies just kind of discover that they have hands and feet, this is the posture that is sort of mimicking that playfulness. So find a little happy movement. One more moment to play, and then we're going to go right into a figure four. So we're going to set the left foot down, right leg is going to cross over. So once you feel like you've had just enough of that playful movement, slowly float that left leg down, slowly bring that right leg across the left. Start in the low position, check in there, make sure it feels good. And then once you feel like you've got everything set the way you like it, lift up, thread through, and come right into that middle space. Not too close, not too far. And then soften your shoulders, soften your jaw, come back to your breath. One more cycle of breath, and then we're going to take our legs and make them into shoelaces, re-grabbing the shins with the head turn. So make a little space, slide that right leg across the left, get it adjusted so the knees are lightly stacked, re-grab your shins or your shoelaces, go for the handhold that works good for you. Toes are moving slightly away from each other, and the knees pull into the chest, and then add your head turn. Turn your head to the right, and then slow your breath down. Soften your hold, return your head, uncross your legs so you can float into that low figure four to the other side. Right foot down, left leg comes across, adjust on the low position so everything feels set up where you like it to be, and then lift up, thread through, and find that middle space. Not too close, not too far. And then once you've got that mid space, take a second, come back to your breath. All right, and then when you're ready, soften up, make just a little bit of space, thread that left leg a little further across. So we come into that shoelace position, knees stacked, re-grab shins or tops of your shoelaces, put a little space between your feet. And then once you've got that space between your feet, knees come towards the chest, turn your head to the left and come back to your breath. When you're ready, slow release of your legs. Return your head to center. Uncross your legs, float them down, pausing for a moment in constructive rest. So feet a little bit wide, let your knees drop into each other. Give your back just a moment to kind of reorganize so everything feels good. Hands are going to come right back to that solar plexus rib cage start position. Take a nice 3-part breath. Breathe down to the bottom. Fill up the middle, all the way up to the collarbones. Exhale, empty from the bottom to the top, or think soft belly, let your air go. Inhale with a hold. Inhale, fill up the bottom. Hold. Fill up the middle. Hold. Fill all the way up to the top. Hold. And then exhale, soft belly, let your air go. All right, smooth breath. Inhale, fill up bottom, middle, top. Exhale, soft belly, let your air go. Find your resting position. So you might choose constructive rest. You might go traditional corpse pose. You might go little reclined cobbler's pose. Get your body situated where you want it to be. And then we're going to take one Sitali breath to cool and then settle in. So get your physical body arranged first. Make sure it all feels good. And then once you feel like it's pretty good, we come back to either taco tongue or that little O shape of the mouth. We take a cooling breath. So as you inhale through your mouth, you let the cool air come across your tongue. Filling all the way up with breath. And then once you're all full up, close off your mouth and exhale through your nose. And then just find a little softness, soft mind, soft body, soft breath. Start to bring your awareness back to your body. And see if you can just tune in and feel that solid ground beneath you and behind you. And then just take a nice gentle filling up breath so you can feel that slight subtle exchange of the movement of your back and your body connected to that solidness of the ground beneath you and behind you. And start to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. And then move your wrists and move your ankles. And then any other gentle movement, maybe it's a little corpse roll with the legs, maybe it's a little elbow bend or shoulder movement, anything that just makes you feel a little bit more alive. And then once you feel a little bit more alive, take your arms into that up and overhead position to your big good morning stretch or pond stretch. Point your toes, spread your fingers. Take that inhale to pandiculate, find that nice bit of length and stretch. And then let your exhale soften you. Now, earlier we went up on the right side, so this time we're going to roll over to the left. So you're going to step your right leg in, push into that right leg, roll onto your left side, use your body organized and come up nice and slow so that you can find your way into crisscross applesauce or any seat that feels really nice. And then take a second just to find that nice organized spine, nice shoulders down. One hand's going to touch the ground, one hand's going to touch your heart. Let your eyes close down for just a second. Take a nice big breath. Breathing in love and gratitude for yourself, for your mind, for your body, for all of your hard work. And then an exhale to invite a little softness in, soft shoulders, soft jaw, soften the space between your eyebrows. And then one last good filling up breath, fill up with some good positive intentions for the rest of your morning. And then when you feel ready, gently lift up through the top of your head, gently open your eyes. I bow to you. You guys are amazing. Happy Thursday.